What is up, you beautiful sons of... Today we're joined by Goot, Max, and the voice you're hearing is You Been Whacking Off. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Sexy time. Very nice.
Very nice. Happy
Very
nice.
Dude, you guys celebrate Mario Day this week?
No.
You see
No.
Man, dude, my kids are always on the Switch. I just happen to look over and, of course, see my Mario. But yeah, March 10th is Mario Day, or was Mario Day. But the Switch had all sorts of deals. So shout out to Nintendo Switch for it's like 60% off on some of these games, dude. I was like, I'm a slut for savings.
That's because they're about to bring out the Switch too, bro. You just burn some money.
I haven't bought anything yet. I had 3 in the cart. I'm really interested in that Donkey Kong one.
Yeah.
I played that at Target. It was addicting. It's just like the Super Nintendo version, but like more updated, a little more fun stuff. But I was like, I came close to buying them. I was like, I don't need this. I don't have time for this.
I was like, man, I know I'm gonna play it hardcore for like maybe 48 hours, but this attention span, boo boo. Like I'm just like, I'll play one game and then the other 2 will never play again. The only one I played on the Switch that was like, there was 2 of them. Pokemon, was it Go or whatever, that had the Eevee and Pikachu edition or whatever, or Let's Go Pikachu.
Let's Go Pikachu, yeah.
Dude, I probably played that for a good 2 weeks just because I used to love like the Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue.
Same here.
And that and Mario Odyssey, the one where you threw the hat and shit, that was dope. I like that one. That one was nice.
Me and T-Dog played the shit out of Mario Party, the original one on the Switch, and Mario Kart 8 during COVID. That was like our thing. Every day, 5 o'clock when I clocked out of work, we would just play the Switch for hours.
Did you move seats? Like you were sitting on one side, did you sit on the other side?
Well, yeah, so I'd go from my office over here to the couch. But I bought the newest Mario Party that just came out for the Switch. And we have a drinking game, so if we're playing, we're drinking. And we normally get pretty up. So you guys know how much you drink. Have you guys played Mario Party?
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
Never played Mario Party.
Dude, what?
I know.
Mario Party is amazing, especially if you're drinking.
Oh, yes.
So our rules for this, Goot, since you've played, so every time you go, you've been roll dice, right? Now in the new one, it's not 1 to 6, it's 1 to 10. And what you roll is what you drink. So we play 30 rounds. You roll a 1, you only have to drink 1. You roll a 10, you have to drink 10 sips or 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, 10 beers? I was like, holy shit. Give me 1 round.
You drink every time you lose coins, which happens. You lose you have to drink when you buy anything. So if you lose coins from buying something, so you could buy like power-ups, It's like you could buy a mushroom that adds 5 to your roll, which you don't have to drink on. We don't drink on the extended rolls, all right? And then the big one that we get drunk on is that, and it kind of coincides with when you lose coins, but when you can steal a star, it's 50. You have to drink 50 seconds, and if the other person gets a star, they have to drink 20. So that's like the 2 big ones, or 10. So like those are the 2 big ones, but stealing and sometimes especially if it's like a holiday, I've switched out 50 for a shot. So I would just take a shot. But yeah, so we get, and then if you lose a game, so each round has a mini game, and it could be anything from shooting basketball to running from a boulder. It has all these fun interactive games. There's one where it's like a triathlon. You have to swim, and then you have to tricycle, and you have to move your controller like this, and then you have to jump pole or what do they call those, the jumpers?
I was thinking like a pongy thing. I know what you're talking about.
They have those like caution things that they're on a track and they have to jump over those things. I don't know what they're called.
The
like a hurdle?
Yeah.
Hurdle. Yeah. And then there's fun games like that. But dude, if we play 30 rounds is 4 hours.
Holy mo.
Because we play with you play with 2 other computer players, and we just...
Are they getting up too?
No, but they'll f us up with dumb shit that they're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fun. I mean, we create drinking games for everything, but
for me, it's more fun playing Mario Kart drinking games. That holds a whole new dimension. You're drinking and driving. It just gets more fun you get.
T-Dog's good at Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's my shit. I used to like the battle ones where you could you had the balloons and you had to destroy the 3. That was always my shit because you always had that one person. If there was 3 of us, we would just look at just the nod. You know what I mean? We're like, let's fuck them up. And then eventually that person starts crying, you know, and they're like, oh my God, you guys are bullies. Damn right I am. Like that was it. Now it's the drinking game is where whenever you are drinking, you have to put the controller down. Like you can't finish or you can't drive while you're drinking. It's, if you drink really fast, everything else, like I can chug a beer pretty. That's why you said like 50 seconds. I'm like, Jesus Christ. What are they like? Is this like a keg? Who's drinking for 50 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, like, and it's not just like once. Like typically you're gonna get 2 or 3 stars that you steal. So yeah. So needless to say, obviously we're not drinking as much anymore. But when if we are, we're playing Mario Party because it fucks up and it's fun, you know. And we're both super competitive.
Dude, I wish we can do like some Wii bowling because I would you guys up, dude. I may have started some international wars, okay? Because my wife's brother, he lives in Japan and he married a Japanese woman. And I found the right spot to where I have the same motion, both 300. Just no. Now when I get a 300, I'm like, you know, it's not even a big deal anymore because I'm so consistent. All right.
Switch has it. Switch has a new one. It just came out maybe a year ago or.
I'm talking about you give me the Wii bowling, baby. You give me that 2006, 2007. I am shitting all over you, okay? I am shitting on cats, dogs, and babies. It doesn't matter. But I was playing against her brother.
Me up, bro. We fit me up.
Yeah.
I was obese.
It's like, here, let me make your me proportionate. It's like, and I'm like, you bitch.
In front of friends, too. And I'm like, damn. Okay. Everyone's like, I'm so glad you got this Wii Fit. And I'm like, yeah, this is really great. Thanks, Mom. Like, this is awesome. And then you have the people who had to like do the hula hoop. And you just look like you're just driving the air.
It was awful. And people bought that, dude, like in droves. I was working for GameStop at the time. It was ridiculous. You just couldn't get it. And GameStop had hundreds of them. They would come in and they'd all be gone in 2 seconds. People would camp out for Wii's. That was the worst system launch I ever had to go through. Like they would wait outside for the UPS drivers. Wow. And then they come in like, is there a Wii? Is there a Wii? And like I already had like hooked up. Like I would hook up like my guests that were like people that would come in all the time. They were nice. Those would be the ones I would save shit for. I'm like, yo, I got you. You know, Wii's in. You can come pick it up, whatever. But like the dickheads that were waiting, nah, sorry, bro, sold out. Nah, don't have any. None on there. Sorry. And then some people they knew what the box looked like. And they're like, those are Wii's. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're like, yes, they are. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're not Wii's. I don't know what you're talking about.
Was your GameStop in a mall?
I've worked, so not all of them. So I was all over the place, but I worked in the King Prussia Mall, which is the second largest mall in America, next to Mall of America. It's 40 minutes from us. I grew up in that area, and that was wild, bro. We would do the dumbest shit. So like there was a Haagen-Dazs across from us, and there was a guy that looked like Dave Coulier from Full House, and he was always like, he was 100% a pedophile because he would always hire like 16-year-old girls, and you could see him blatantly hitting on the girls. And we're just over here yelling, we would just yell, pedophile, Dave Coulier, you're a pedophile. And then we would just do dumb shit. Like we would scream balls as loud as we can. Whoever screamed it the loudest would win. We would smash Guitar Hero guitars in the hallways, like because they would penny them out, meaning we have to like destroy them and throw them away. So we would just go into the back hallways in the malls and just smash Guitar Hero guitars because I hated those things. Working in a mall was wild.
What? Why were you yelling balls for? For what reason?
It was a game. It was a game that we played, and whoever yelled at the loudest won.
So just randomly.
Yeah, and when you played this game, it was, I mean, you're playing it and there's people in the mall. So it's not like you're doing it with just like, your boys. Like there's people literally, there's mall walkers and shit. But you're playing it at Tuesday morning, at 10 a.m. And, people looking at you like, what the fuck are they doing? But we're hungover, like I'm coming in just still drunk.
Was this game to like it would start off like whispers, be like balls,
be like balls,
and it would just increasingly
balls.
So ours was the penis game. We would say penis.
Oh no, it was penis. Why was I thinking balls? You're right.
I was confused about. I was like,
it's the penis game.
What game is this?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Damn, I was like, damn, Philly. I was like, testicle. You guys were saying balls. I thought maybe it was just I was like, we're different, kind of like the Japanese biting beetles. I was like, we're just racist and just gay over here. I don't know.
We also with people. So like one of the guys that worked with us he was crazy, dude. We would play the meow game, and we would see how many times we could say the word meow in the entire conversation with someone we've never met before. Like, oh, yeah, I got you. And like sometimes people look at you like, did you say meow? But they wouldn't say anything. And like, oh, that was 20. God damn it. And then the next one I'd go 21, you know? We move around. We would do shit like that all the time.
Dude, I still do it to this day at work or when I was working. If someone annoyed me during a meeting, really annoyed me, I start saying meow randomly during a sentence. Just be meow. Listen, right meow. It's like, this isn't the right meow time.
And we had this one kid.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
They'll just look at me and be like, did he just say that? Like, they're going to challenge
They
me.
never call you out.
Me. No.
They never call you out. We had this one kid that would come in and he would always try to buy a like Grand Theft Auto. And he, oh God, this is gonna be racist. He was the son of like one of the cleaning ladies. He was Mexican, like hardcore Mexican. We had no idea what his name was, but we nicknamed him Nacho. And he was like, he had to be like 9, but he was like, he looked like Cartman. Like he was like very round, but he was so small, he didn't speak English. And sometimes, and like we had tall counters. So sometimes you would just see this little hand and hear, and he'd put Grand Theft Auto up and we're like, no, Nacho, you cannot buy that game. You're not old enough. And like he would just go, and then just leave.
Just picture.
Sometimes all you'd see is just a hand. Like, no, Nacho.
I just picture Libra. Jack Black walking in there.
There's so many weirdos that come in there, bro. It was a unique experience to work there for, you know, a couple years in a mall. Like, I feel like everyone should work there just to see how crazy people.
You know, I feel like it was like also like the original social media, like a place where we could walk around for like 6 hours for $4. Like that. Remember, like our parents used to just go over there, drop us off, be like, hey, just don't get in trouble, don't get arrested, and you would just hang out.
My dad
this
would
was
say,
back when they couldn't get a hold of you either. You didn't really have phones.
Exactly.
So they had no idea where you were. You could just be, I'll pick you up at 8 or be back by dinner time type shit. You know, you're like, all right, maybe.
Yeah. My dad would tell me, if you get in trouble, get yourself out of it. Changed my life.
That stuck with me, you know. That's
we're gonna find out.
No, I mean it's and just like the Hot Topic employees back in the day too. They all look like they were from like the culture or the not culture. Who was the Cure? They all like went there, just gothic and the spiky hair and everything. That was a wild time back in the day.
That was a big thing for the longest time. I have a riddle for you guys. Do you want to do this?
Absolutely.
Before I forget it, because if I don't mention it now, I'm going to forget it by the time it's over. So this is a riddle that's going to determine if you're a sociopath or not. Okay, like
I don't know.
Like
I don't know.
Like doctors will they use this. I don't know if they still use it, but all right. So guy goes to a wake. He goes in, notices a girl that's at the casket. She turns. They lock eyes. Okay, at this wake. And then it looked like they kind of they exchanged this glance with one another. And then, you know, wake is over. A week later, the guy murders that girl's mom. Why did he do it?
Listen, I'm okay. So these hurt me.
It's not what I said. It's more about motive, if that helps. Which might have gave it away, but
the mom killed the daughter. I don't know. So he killed her.
No.
All right. Goop.
Sorry, I was yelling at my kids. What was the clue?
You didn't hear the whole thing. All right. Guy goes to a wake.
Okay.
He walks in. There's a girl at the casket. She turns. They lock eyes. They almost exchange this pleasant glance with one another. Wake goes on. Everyone leaves. A week later, the man murders that woman's mom. Why did he do it?
Because he killed the father.
No, you're both wrong. He did it. So you both aren't sociopaths. Congratulations. T-Dog, are you back there?
I heard you.
Why did he do it?
I don't know.
No guesses?
No.
It's probably because she's a sociopath. She doesn't want to say it. He wanted to see her again.
That's my first thought, but I was like, nah, that's too easy. So I was thinking the father, he killed the father, so he was trying to kill the whole family for some reason.
So if you're a sociopath, you might be a sociopath. If that's the first thing that comes to mind,
it was.
That's what a sociopath would typically say. Oh, so they could see each other again. So he could see her again. But I read a story about that and I was like, oh, that's actually pretty funny because I'm like, I don't know, was the mom like banging his dad or cheating on his dad? Like it's the first thing I thought of. But no, it has nothing to do with that. He wanted to see her again. So obviously he would go to the funeral.
That Yeah, I guess I'm further from maybe I'm just a pussy too. I was just like, I didn't understand it at first. So I just like, man, okay. So the person he locked eyes with was his daughter, and then somehow realized that the mom was somehow responsible. So he killed the mom.
You've just created a whole backstory
Yep.
from like a 20-word sentence.
Yeah,
He's
dude.
like,
I
and you
mean,
know what? The guy that was dead was like her ex, and he was a dick, and he beat her, and that guy was like, yeah, I wouldn't do that to you, bitch.
Yeah, because her dad left her, and then he just like had to kill the mom at least too.
dude, I don't know. Just to me, that all made sense. I was like, and whenever I said it, I was so confident. I was like, this is obviously correct. Like, this is, there is no other answer. And you quickly said no. And I was like, ah, well, okay.
And
Damn.
back to square zero.
Damn. Well, but we were talking about malls and stuff, and I have some stuff here if you guys want to talk about some mall talk here.
Ooh.
I know because we're all fond of the malls. I don't go to the mall that much anymore, but back in the day, it was amazing. It was just something spectacular. But let me
That's what you
see
did?
here.
Dude, I went to one of our local malls, not the one I was talking about that I worked at. Well, I did work at this other one, but dude, there's like 20 stores open total. And this place used to be packed. It was like a ghost town. It was the weirdest thing I've seen in a long, because I haven't been to a mall, dude, in years.
Which one was it?
And when
Was it King of Prussia or near you?
It was Montgomery Mall. So it was, it's like 30, 40 minutes from King of Prussia.
Gotcha.
But like it used to be packed. I mean, on
Yeah.
a Saturday, the place was hopping because I used to work there, like at the GameStop there, and it was. I mean, it wasn't King of Prussia is insane, but like there it was busy. No one, dude. It was like they had a random card show, in the center of the mall. I mean, we went there for the one card store, which basically had 80% of the mall participants in because they were like trading cards and it was like a trade card night type shit. But like it was weird.
I
Stores
hear
could
ya.
like make their own hours. Like,
Wow.
when I worked there, they're like, if you don't stay open by 9, you're gonna get fined. All this, they're just trying to find bodies to put into these stores. Like they gotta be losing so much money, dude.
Yeah.
The mall by me in Winchester is they still do pretty well. If I drive by there on the weekend, they're always packed. They have a movie theater there now, and they have some stores in there. I mean, it's always packed. The one in Dulles, just outside DC, that place is always packed too. It's always the brand name stuff you see, like Lord and Taylor, Macy's, J.C. Penney's, Nordstrom. They're all still there. So I guess in that area, it's all area dependent, I guess.
Yeah.
Love me some JC Penney's. My grandma got me hooked on that, dude. Unfortunately, when she would get some bargain deals, she was like, hey, I got this shirt for $1.50, and it was South Pole. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to wear that. I live out in the middle of farmland and everything. And I'm like, Grandma, they're going to call me names. And she's like, put on that shirt I got you in. And it'd be like an all black shirt with just bright, like gold or silver, just South Pole, to where, I mean, it would just shine and be fluorescent like Paul Wall's grill. It was unavoidable.
You still have it?
No, I think
Damn
I
it.
burned all that shit. The only thing I kept from my youth was like my Shaquille O'Neal snap away pants. Those things were legit.
Great
It
quality
was-
I love
pants.
snap pants.
Dude, these things were massive. I got them as like a blue light special at Kmart. Another throwback. Dude, they were sick. And I kept them forever because I was like, one of these days I'm going to be tall enough that they'll fit. Dude, I'm 6'2", and these things were still like extremely long. I'm like, what size are these things? And why did I get them whenever I was like 10? I don't understand it. Then, now. And that's the only thing I'm consistent at. But
Speaking of Kmart, last point on that one. I still play. There's on YouTube. There's a Christmas Kmart music loop they have. I'll play that for a Christmas dinner party, and they'll stop and say, "Oh, clean up on aisle 5 or whatever aisle," and they just play back to Christmas music. And it's all original stuff, and it's not most of the stuff you hear nowadays. But I still listen to it every year at Christmas Kmart.
that's awesome.
That's
I miss
hilarious.
Kmart. Dude, again, put the little Caesars in a Kmart. That's heaven right there. Like that's whenever I die, I hope I get I hope I just walk into a Kmart and I know that I've, officially made it to heaven. And I was like, yes, fresh crazy bread, the marinara. And you know what's sad is I'm talking about food and I already ate before the show. This is the first time I actually ate before the show and I'm actually stuffed, but I could stuff some crazy bread.
Without talking about food.
Honestly, I know. And now I'm kind of hard too thinking about it.
Being Central Time, did time change for you?
It did, yeah. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the spring forge changed me, honestly.
Yeah.
And you know what? This whole drinking water thing, I haven't had a pop. 3 days now,
Hell yeah.
dude. Like, I mean,
Good for
just
you.
I know. I'm growing up, just right before your guys' eyes. I might actually outlive you guys now. That's a shame. It's a shame. But I was gonna see if you guys wanted to play a dumb or genius game. It's just a few things here that you guys can see if you guys like this in the mall. If you think it was genius, or if dumb, never want to see it again. All right. So let's go with first. Actually, I want to see how do you guys pronounce this here, because I think whenever I say it, it might be racist. So I want to see how you guys say it.
Annie Ann's.
Yeah. Auntie, yeah.
Goot, say that again.
Auntie Anne's.
Okay.
I say Annie Ann's, and I'm sure that that's not the right way to say it. You
I
guys
don't
are
know.
probably saying it right.
I don't know. Is it so? I've heard some people called it Auntie Annie's, and I'm like, that's not right. There's no I in
That's
there.
definitely not right.
See, but I've heard. So whenever I go there, it's Auntie Anne's, and I'm like, is it Auntie? Do I put a little pepper in my food here? Do I have a little bit of a swag? Can I even say it? Can I say Auntie? Is that a thing?
I mean, the
Emphasize
fact
the
that I'm
A.
saying Auntie Ann's just makes me even more because it's
You
definitely
skipped the
not
U.
Auntie, but
Which, I mean, it could be. I think it probably is Auntie, because I don't know. Like, how do you say it? So, like, you have your uncle, and then he's married to his wife,
My
who
aunt.
is okay.
My
Good. How do you
aunt.
say it?
Auntie?
Do you say Auntie? Is that what you call her?
I don't have it. They're all Spanish, so I don't say that. I don't call them
Oh,
aunties.
senoritas. Dos papas fritas. That's 2 French fries, baby. I mean, I call her my aunt, and some people say it's aunt, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I'll say I mix it. I guess it depends on who. I don't know. It's like it's one of those words. I don't like it. But what do you guys think?
So
When you walk
Google
into a
says
mall,
is Auntie Anne's.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Auntie Ann's.
Auntie
Oh, okay, so I'm
Anne's.
right.
there we go. Okay, all right.
Let's go.
But
Nice.
I don't like that at all. You know what? Just for that, I fucking hate this one now. Like,
I'm not all right. I mean, I
No,
probably
honest-
still am, but it's okay.
if
There's
I walk into any place and they have this available, I don't care if it's like a street vendor cart. I'm getting a pretzel. It's at an airport, anywhere. I don't care. I'm a slut for a soft pretzel.
Their
They're still in
cinnamon
business.
pretzels are ridiculous, bro. It's instant diabetes.
Worth
It's-
it. Take both my feet. Take my hands. Take my ears. I don't care. Honestly, if I'm a vegetable, if I'm like one of those heads in Futurama and all I can survive off of is soft pretzels, that's still a life I'd want to live. I don't even care. I don't need any of these limbs. I don't need to do anything. All I need is this mouth and a soft pretzel. That's all I need.
T-Dog thought I was going to say instant diarrhea, which probably is instant diarrhea too, but definitely instant diabetes. Your insulin, like if you looked at your insulin levels, like I can only imagine what it looks like from like a medical standpoint. It's probably like, ah! And then your crash afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm more salt than the ocean, dude. Like, if I'm the amount of salt that I put on these pretzels, I like even just regular pretzels. Like, that's my snack. There's the local grocery store has like this big bag of pretzels, the rods for $1. I'll get like 2 or 3 of them at a time. And I'm just in bed. And my wife's like, "What do you eat? Are you eating rocks right now?" And I'm like, "Pretzels." And she's like, "Oh my God." Oh, just going to, I'm not eating one at a time. It's like I'm eating McDonald's French fries. I'm grabbing handfuls, dude. I'm just putting it in there. And I wonder why I'm so fat, but I love pretzels.
Well, what's all right? So hold on before we move on here. What is the appropriate amount of fries to eat in one fell swoop? Because I typically go 2 to 3 no matter what.
That's too low for me.
See, T-Dog, I'm not a slob.
You are.
No,
She's like, why
okay.
do you need to eat more than one? I'm like, you have to have a vessel for the ketchup, okay, or the cheese or whatever you're dipping it.
Okay, are you
That's
talking
right.
about the
She's only
giant
eating
fry
one
where you
fry at a
eat, you have,
time?
like 4 in your hand?
That's sociopath levels.
Because I mean, like, I'm gonna have like if it's a wedge, if it's a ginormous
Well,
wedge.
You use a fork and you pile them up on your fork.
First of all, the only
Call
time,
me a fat piece of shit over here. It's fine.
only time you should use a fork to eat French fries is if there's cheese and bacon or other toppings on it. That's
Well,
the
yeah.
only time it's acceptable to have it with the fork. Even then, I'm still using my hands and I'm getting 5 or 6 of those bad boys at a time. I would say like 2 or 3. Like, if I'm in public, I'll probably do like 2, But I'm still not going to eat one at a time. Who has time for that? I'm getting a large fry. You think I got 35 minutes to eat one fry at a time?
All right.
Ain't no way.
Those are
I
rookie
don't
numbers.
feel I don't feel as fat.
I feel like I'm in prison. You know, I'm trying to eat and get the. I worked at a factory before I got this cush ass job. Now, you know what I mean? Like as soon as I was at the back of the building, and as soon as that damn train whistle and the horn or whatever went off, my break started, and like you couldn't get to your like. It took 5 minutes just to get to the locker, so you had a 15-minute break, and I'm like, what the? So there were some people who would like smoke and eat their sandwiches at the same time, and I'm like, that's wild, that's wild. But then I understood. I'm like, kind of get it. Eddie over there eating the pickle loaf while she's smoking a Marlboro Light. It's a recipe for success. She did it for 25 years. I'm like, I get it, girl.
Jesus. I mean, look, I'm a
Oh.
fast eater, dude. Like, I eat really fast. I don't know why. I've always been that way. But, like, for me, I'm eating. Like, if there's something in front of me and I'm hungry, I'm going to. I typically don't stop. I'm typically just like, unless I need water or whatever, I'm just.
Dude, I
going
stop
down the gullet.
breathing. I stop breathing when I start eating like that. If it's a lot of food, I will stop eating. Like it's just eat and go for me. And like I'll like catch my breath and like more like shake like breathe, goot. I'm like,
I do that with cereal just because I'm like, I can't let it get soggy because I'll start gagging. And I'm like, I just want to eat this cereal fast. So I look like Joey Chestnut or Burley. I still don't think he took one bite of any of those hot dogs. Like he was just going to town. He was breathing in straight like hot dog at that point.
There's a lot of hot dogs, man.
It was. I keep forgetting that I always like have to quit sharing the screen, so I just know when Matt's editing this, he's like, "Good God, you've been taken off the screen." But so we can all agree that this is a genius. Like we see this is a genius idea.
they're still in business. They're still a genius.
Absolutely. Photo booths. Do you guys remember those bad boys?
Wow. Yeah.
I hated
God, just
those.
that whole setup, dude.
It's depressing.
It was so expensive, and maybe I just didn't have enough friends, or I just didn't want to seem gay. I don't know, but I never did those.
I never
So-
did it.
Yeah. I think the last time I did that was we did that someone had it at a wedding. Like I think that's appropriate at a wedding, you know.
There was a New Year's Eve thing. It was a Lansdowne event center. They had like a kind of like a little photo booth that did that. It's the only time I've ever done it with my wife. Like they have one at Chuck E. Cheese for kids to do. So it's the same concept, I guess, but more fun there, I guess. But it's gay.
One of my
It's gay.
toddler's friends invited him to her birthday party, and it's an hour away, and I'm like, dang, dude, I'm like, I ain't going to a party that's an hour away. And my wife's like, it's at Chuck E. Cheese, and I'm like, holy shit, I cannot wait. I was like, this is gonna be the best party. And she's like, are you even like gonna hang out with us? And I'm like, it's quarter games, bitch. I ain't gonna see you guys for at least 2 hours. How long is this party? 2 hours? See ya. I'm gonna have so much fun, dude. I might even bring $50. And when my kids come up to me, hey dad, can I I don't know you. Get away from me. This is
Your
my
pizza's
break.
pretty good too.
Heck yeah.
Dude, like I'm just gonna tell them,
And
go eat
that's
some
her now.
cake. Get out of here. I'm so excited, dude. It's me and Chuck E. Cheese. I hope they still have the animatronics too.
They do.
Just rubbing these nipples for people who are not watching right now. Just aggressively. That the thought of that animatronics and pizza is getting these pepperoni nipples just a parking. Okay, I'm
Those
aggressively rubbing them
tickets
right now.
are gonna look like he murdered someone. There's just gonna be saliva, pizza sauce, maybe a little blood.
These Asian beetles over here trying to kamikaze me again. They're attacking me. Hold on again. I got this pipe cleaner to do exactly what that's intended to do. It cleans my pipes. But I'm gonna Luke Skywalker this bitch. I missed every time. This thing is useless. Get the fuck.
That is not a good insect fighting instrument.
So I was a good boy and I cleaned off my entire desk here. So the only thing I have is this water bottle now with just marijuana paraphernalia and fake beards and a Batman mask on. Like I don't really have a lot of options here, and it still looks weird. Still looks like I'm kidnapping people and raping them in this room. I do have two more here. Now this one we did talk about, so we can go over this one quickly too. But I just recently saw one of these after we were discussing it. An FYE, dude.
Wow.
Wow, it says K-pop shop. So that's a pretty recent photo then, I guess.
Yeah, that's got to be relatively. What movie is that? Horror movie marathon?
The Steel Books, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that's Annabelle.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be relatively. That's be one that's maybe still operating. I mean, there's still like scattered around, right?
Yeah, the one in Winchester store is open for mine. I know you just saw one a couple weeks ago.
I did. It was much smaller. It was like half the size of this one, though. It was, yeah, it was still, yeah, it was. It was probably half. It was pretty cramped in there. You guys didn't perhaps hear like a chicken call. You didn't hear a lady just going, hey, chicken, 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 chicken. Going,
No.
okay. I don't know if you guys saw me stop there for a second. I was like, hell is that noise? And then all I hear is my wife running outside just screaming at these chickens. Apparently they got another chicken coop. So I hope she has fun with that. But lastly here,
So do you eat do you like eat the fresh eggs? Is that like what's that like?
So the fresh eggs are awesome. Like I didn't know you can actually keep them on the shelf. Like you don't have to refrigerate them. Like they can stay up on your shelf for months.
The next
And
one,
I was like,
90 days is the max.
yeah. So 3 months you can keep them on your shelf. And
Wait, what are you talking about? So like you don't need to refrigerate them at all?
no. So whenever you get them from the store, you're actually washing a lot of the. You're more knowledgeable than I am in this, but you're washing something off of it to where the longevity of it is tarnished because now you have to use it in a certain time because. You go ahead, dude. I'm doing it the stupid way. I'm coloring while you can use a real pencil here.
No, it's okay. So yeah, when they process it through to get it when they begin the process to move to the stores, it goes through a process where they wash it and all that fun stuff. Because when it comes out of the chickens, it's dirty. So you still wash it. You can do a quick rinse on it just before you cook with it, but you can keep it on the shelf. So before it goes to the stores, it goes to this process where they wash it. So after that process, they keep it refrigerated. So after that, when you bring it home, you have to keep it in the refrigerator. To keep it simple.
So once you refrigerate it, you have to keep it refrigerated. But if you don't refrigerate it, you can literally just keep it on your shelf for 3 months.
From a chicken, straight from the source from the chicken, not the store. Yeah.
Yeah. That is wild to me.
So because I always thought they had to be refrigerated, and whenever we first got these, there was like this little basket that she would just set them on the counter, and I'm like, "What are you doing, bitch?" I was like, "Put that shit in the fridge," and she's like, "Oh, you don't need to," and I was like. That's wild. How does it not go bad? Because I'm stupid. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm like, I was like, are you sure that's it? She's like, oh yeah. Same thing. She's like, like 2-3 months if you want. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So for a while,
that would freak me out.
We had like 5 dozen eggs just sitting in like these little like basket like things or whatever. And I'm like, this is insane. We have a problem. Like, let's sell these things. And I'm like, how do you know which one's which? She's like, I have a system. She's like, calm down. And I was like, we're using expired eggs. I have a feeling like they're not in the fridge. I'm like, they've been here a while, but no, dude. And they're good too. For some reason, like, I don't like just straight eggs or anything, but like you can taste the difference in like ingredients and everything. Like it's
more
nice.
yolk and it's not as runny. That's the biggest thing with the farm eggs.
Get them Rhode Island Reds.
Your chickens are like living their lives and having fun. Those chickens are just
tortured,
like, sitting in shit and being tortured. Yeah. And laying eggs. Things
like
these
chickens.
I mean,
they might be enjoying it, so that's why I didn't say that you were.
That's how you get so many.
I just heard a bakong. They heard me say it. I don't know if you guys heard.
Yeah,
I
heard it.
That's
rape.
Like he's at it again. He's at it again.
What's your wife doing?
Oh yeah, she's probably gonna. It's been a while since I got with her too. She's probably trying to get some different cock. We got a couple of roosters out there.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
What did you guys think, though? Speaking of tasting like dick, I didn't like Orange Julius. What about you guys?
I don't think we ever had one up here.
Same here. I've never been to it.
Yeah.
Did your guys' Dairy Queens not switch over to or start taking some Orange Julius?
We still have Dairy Queen up here.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, they for a time there, it was Dairy Queen with Orange Julius. I worked at Dairy Queen. That's one reason I don't like it again. Used to come in these like 5-gallon buckets. Great ass, dude. It was disgusting. That froth looked like just cum just sitting on top of that orange juice. I was waiting for Max to take a drink. I was like, as soon as I said cum, I was like, oh, you're gonna choke up on it? Familiar?
Well, like speaking of Dairy Queen, like what's your thoughts of like getting we'll leave it out to an open hole. Giggity. What's your thoughts about getting menu item foods at a weird place? So like with Dairy Queen, getting a cheeseburger at Dairy Queen.
Yeah,
or chicken at IHOP. Like what's your thoughts about that? Because I feel like it depends, but like you shouldn't be getting a cheeseburger at Dairy Queen. You're asking to be poisoned, first off. That is disgusting. But I see commercials all the time. It's like 2 for $1. Oh, get some chicken fingers. Like, no, bitch. I'm not getting shit from. If I'm going to Dairy Queen, I'm getting a Blizzard.
That's right.
That's what I'm getting at Dairy
I
Queen.
strongly disagree.
knew it.
Strongly disagree. First, again, we don't have a lot of options around here. Maybe that's the
I forgot
significant part
as
of
well.
my
You're
struggles.
the guy that buys shit from like tacos from a gas station and like
Hey, hold on.
doesn't expect
Are
that
you
explosive diarrhea.
roller foods are
And
top
keeps
tier?
bringing up your 27 apps. She's like, yeah, and the guy that's got 27 apps.
Okay, first of all, tell her I'm running out of memory, so I've had to delete a lot of apps, and I've had to make some tough decisions because I'm like, do I film my kids' sporting events or do I,
Get rid
keep
of your
this
Panera
app
app.
for Jersey Mike's? And I'm just like, bye-bye, Jersey Mike's.
City's running out of space, so he had to delete apps, and he had to make some hard decisions. She's like,
It's rough. I think a lot of them have been food ones too. So I don't know. I think it was at like 50 of them at one point in time. I'm probably down to like 41. Like I don't know. I'm making progress.
Absurd.
I'm making progress. But dude, chicken strips from Dairy Queen, top tier. Don't get their gravy though. Dip it in some ranch. That's the only time I find ranch. Their Texas toast, dude. They got their onion rings. Oh my God.
you are insane. How have you not died yet?
They tried to get me a couple times, man. Remember how sick I got? They tried to get me. They still don't even know what's wrong with me. Oh, dude, oh man. So I went to the doctor again, dude, and I'm getting tired of them telling me shit that they're like, oh, hey, this is super rare, and I'm like, how does this shit keep happening? I hurt my knee like 8 weeks ago, fell right on it. And ever since then, I can't even put pressure on my kneecap. Like if I get down on one knee, it hurts. And I was like, I probably just hurt it. And I was like, I'm just going to keep icing it for a while. I'm not going to go to a doctor and have them tell me to rest it for 6 to 8 weeks when I can just do that myself. And I was like, I'm just going to avoid this appointment. After this long, I was like, it still hurts. I need to go to the doctor. So I did. They take an x-ray and the dude's we're in the office and he's looking at the screen. And he goes, whoa, no shit. And I'm just like, and he goes, I've been doing this for over 20 years. And I was like, okay. And he goes, I've only seen this once. And I was like, what the dude? What is this? And oh, damn it.
You gotta say you're acting right.
Dude, I started joking. I was like laughing. I was like, ha, you're just fucking me, right? Like, what? And I was like, who pushed you up to this? And I was like, you talked to Burley? Like, what is this? He goes, he's like, hey man, you have an extra, like, cause I keep having like this, like I have this lump on my knee. And I'm like, hey dude, look, like I have this bump. Like obviously I did something. And he goes, it's always been there. And I'm like, is this a Jedi mind trick? What the fuck is this? And he goes, no,
Some
dude.
Bernstein Bear shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he just like, you were never hurt. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, nuh-uh. And I was like, I've been taking shits. And every time I take a shit, I look at this knee and I go, that ain't normal. I would know that. That's not normal. And he goes, you heard it? So you've been looking at it more. So you think it's new. And I'm like, are you just getting an easy $200? Like, I feel like, what? I'm like,
He's
no.
inceptioning you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, are you gaslighting me into saying that, like, I really can't feel this, but I have for 8 weeks? I'm like, no. And he goes, oh, no. He's like, you're injured. But he goes, you have an extra bone in your kneecap. And I'm like, get the fuck, what are you talking about? I'm like, can I get money off of this? Like, what is this? And I was like, can I make money? Can I join the carnival? Like, what? They were just in town. Like, this could have made some killer money. And he goes, yeah. He's like, normally it's in your shoulder that you see this type of thing. And he goes, yours is wild. Yours is in your fucking knee. And I'm like, what is this? And I was like, so why am I hurting? And he goes, yeah. He's like, so since you have that weird extra bone in your knee, he goes, when you fell on it, you hurt like it's a bursa sac. And I'm like, so I'm hurting sacs and I got bones in my extra knee. I'm like, what? This is gay. And I'm like, what is going on? So he said I may have potentially damaged the skin nerves as well. And he's like that. I was like, how do you fix that? He goes, cortisone shot to the kneecap. And I'm like, I see in 4 weeks, bro, because I'm going to wait this out a little bit longer and see if it just heals on its own. I ain't taking no needle to the knee. Ain't no way.
Dude, I had kind of so did I ever tell you guys the story about when I tore my ACL?
No.
So when I was playing basketball, and I hadn't played. It was like you're anxious to get out. It was like right after, a bad winter, it was like 60, 65 out. Like, let's go play ball, whatever. So we're playing for like a half hour. I went to go cut inside and my ACL snapped and in my head, my ACL snapped, right? And everybody around heard it. And I was like, oh, and I went down and everyone was like, oh, and it was basically me, my brother, and a couple of my friends who are all white. And we were playing a bunch of young black kids. Like the whole other team was black. And we were kicking their ass. We were all hitting our shots. And so the whole other team was like, oh shit. Like, cause they all heard my knee snap. Every single one of them heard my knee snap. So that my brother has to help me off, and I'm like, well, guess we're going to the hospital. I probably tore my ACL, and he's like, nah, dude, you probably just like tweaked it. I'm like, no, dude, everyone heard my ACL snap in half. So we go to the hospital, they do the X-rays, and they do the X-rays, and they're like, we don't see anything in your X-rays, but you're going to have to go to a specialist. So, the next day or whatever, within a couple days, I go see a specialist. I sit in an MRI machine, which is just weird when it's on your knee because you're like sitting back and your whole leg has to be in there for 40 minutes or whatever. Then I get the results. I go to my doctor. My doctor was like, touching my knee. He's like, this is weird. Like, you're not in a whole lot of pain. I'm like, no, I'm not like in excruciating pain. It hurts. But like normally when people said to me they tear their ACL, they're like, oh my God, I couldn't move. I was writhing in pain. And I'm like, when it happened, yeah, it hurt. And I was not walking right anymore. But it's not like I was like I broke a bone type thing,
Right.
So I get the results. I'm sitting there, and when it comes to doctors, I'm always like cracking jokes, whatever. So he puts my CD in, and it's on, and I'm like, yeah, probably just I'm like, I like made a joke, and I was like, yeah, probably nothing going on there, right? It's pretty good, and he just goes, no, and whenever someone says so with extended O's, never good. I don't
It's
care
not a
what
good
it
sign.
is, it's never good. And he's like, so, and he like, zooms in. He's like, see right there. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that fine. He goes, that's where your ACL should be. And I was like, doctor fun. Okay, great. He goes, these are the two ends of your ACL. He's like, clean break, just snapped right in half. He's like, but everything else is fine. I'm like, cool, great.
Silver
I
lining.
I didn't damage it, PCL or MCL, none of that. Just snapped the ACL right in half. But like, it's just funny because he kind of did the same thing. I cracked a joke and he's like, so about that. Because like when I saw him first, he's like, I don't think you tore your ACL because you'd be in a lot more pain. It's probably just a meniscus. You probably just need to clean it out, whatever. And I was like, yeah, so I'm probably good, right? I mean, I'm actually feeling pretty good. He goes, so about that. And that's kind of how he started the conversation. I'm like, I just probably paid you $1,000 with insurance for you to basically point out that I'm an asshole and I don't have an ACL anymore. But yeah, that was not fun to get repaired.
No.
That doesn't
Dead
sound
man's
like it.
Achilles is my ACL.
Tom Segura, did you do it like he did?
I didn't crumple like that, but dude, it's wild when you tear a ligament because shit just doesn't move. I didn't get it repaired for probably like 2 or 3 months, and he tried to talk me out of getting repaired. And I'm like, bro, this was like, I think I was 29 or 30 or 30. I think I was like 29. I'm like, bro, I'm not even 30 yet. He's like, I'm 55 and I tore mine and I just wear a brace. I'm like, no, I'm not wearing a brace the rest of my life. Are you like if I was 50, yeah, I wouldn't do it either because I got not much life left to live.
Right.
I still have at least 30 years, give or take, if I get cancer, which who knows what, but put plenty of poison in my body. So like, of course I'm going to get repaired. And then like I ended up, the guy that repaired my ACL he was the Sixers doctor for like 20 years. He had just retired and he was doing his own practice, like right down from where I live. And he talked me into, there's 2 ways you could do it at that time. It was like, you could either get the ACL repaired with your own hamstring, which then they're going in, they have to cut into your hamstring and then they kind of filter your hamstring through your knee and then create your ACL, or they just take a dead person's body part, like an Achilles, and they make that into your ACL. Problem with that is that's more likely to tear because it's not yours, tear again. But the way he explained it was, well, look, if it tears, I just pull one out of the fridge and put it back in. You know what I mean? Like you get another one. He's like, but if you tear your hamstring on, which will heal, the healing takes longer, but it's your body still be recognized. You can't redo that. Plus two, I don't want them to up anything else. Like what if my hamstring up and I tear my hamstring or whatever because they pulled hamstring? I'm like, no, just give me the dead guy. If it tears, it's fine. I'll figure that shit out, And I did my own PT, but my knee, you're never better, dude. It's like 80%, maybe 90%. Like you can't tell, like I'm not walking with a limp, but like you're not, it's never the same. Never.
I walk with a limp because my dick's too big, so it weighs me down on one side.
They have a wild new procedure that they're doing now with the ACLs, and I don't know if it's fully recognized, but they just take your ACL ends and they put it in this like, I don't know if it's cotton or whatever, and they just put a bunch of stem cells in there, and then your ACL regrows. Your body regrows your ACL.
Wow.
From the stem cells. Like the the thing like dissolves away and your ACL regrows, which is just, of course, they don't have that shit when I needed it. You know what I'm saying?
All I can think about is South Park whenever Kyle got like Mr. Garrison's balls as kneecaps and everything. I was hoping I wouldn't have to get surgery like that. That'd be terrible.
That blows.
I've never broken any bones, but yeah, we're coming to the end of the show. But yeah, I've been lucky. I never broken any bones.
Because you're like Wolverine.
Well, the closest incident I thought I cut my leg off. Like a few months ago, I was off for like 3 months. I was out cutting wood, and I had my blade's about 30 inches. I have an MS311 steel.
That's impressive.
And I thought I saw a black snake come out. So I turn and I go across my leg. So I hit the floor. I'm like, fuck me, just happened. So I pull my gun out. I'm like looking for the snake. I start shooting just randomly, just scared. So my wife comes in. I call my wife on my watch because I can't get I'm bleeding like shit. I'm like, I'm going to die right here. Call my wife. I'm like, come down here right now. I cut myself. Bring a needle and a stitch. I got to do this now. She comes down. She passes out. So I get it from her. I'm doing it myself. And then I get up. I use my axe to help me get up. And I'm going to my car. My car of a Tesla. It drives me to the hospital. And they were in shock. They're like, how'd you do all that? I'm like, willpower. Just help me. I'll leave. Just help me.
I still remember you telling me that.
You just made our stories like we're like fat pieces of shit. You're over here shooting a gun at a goddamn snake, and you're sewing your own leg up as you're bleeding profusely. What is going on? We should have led with that goop.
Yeah,
Is your leg
Rambo
okay?
over here.
Yeah, I'm fine now. It's been like, it's been 5-6 months now. For the longest time, I was just listening to like a Tibetan healing music during the day, so I'm fine. Back to
That's
normal.
some crazy shit. I'm not gonna lie. That's some crazy
Jesus,
shit.
That's the craziest shit I heard all day, and I watch TikTok.
That is, I mean, so like, can you hum us like a portion of what you listen to? Like, demonstrate us. Like,
Doing justice to it.
he says it's called Himalayan healing music.
Tibetan flute healing music.
I was not even close.
But no, back to his ACL story. There's a thing that the doctor gave me, and it's like a weird cloth, but it soaks into your skin, has all these different amino acids and different acids to help your skin heal itself. And it was fascinating. Whenever I cleaned it, I would just do that. Just replace it.
How many stitches did you have to get?
Quite a few. I don't remember the number.
Did you fuck a muscle or anything, or it was just like surface?
Surface.
That's wild, bro. I never bled like that. And if I did, I would not be sewing my own or trying to sew my own shit and shooting at a snake with a gun. I'd be crying. I'm like, T-Dog, I'm bleeding to death.
That's
and she's like, you're a pussy. Let's go.
I'd be screaming, pimp down, pimp down.
She'd be like, put a Band-Aid on you, pussy.
Dude, I got PTSD from that. My grandma used to yell every time that we don't like. I'd go like, "Ow!" She's like, "Oh, what now?" And I'm like, "Damn, sorry." That's how I got that scar in my eye and everything. Because whenever I came home, I was like, "Hey, a rock hit me in the eye." Opened the drunk uncle. Drove him home. Thank you guys for picking me up. Eyes bleeding. Can we go to the doctor? This would be really great. Oh, that's just allergies. That ain't. You're not bleeding. And I'm like, I have tears coming out. It looks like I have Kool-Aid in my eyes. It is blood. Can we please go? I'll just put a warm wash rag over it. That cures anything. And I'm like, okay, shit. And then I go to the eye doctor 2 weeks later, and then they inform me that, like, hey, man, you waited too long. And I look at my grandma, and I was like, can't wait till you're in the home. She did. I saw her twice. That's what she gets, bitch.
My mom was Vicks shit. So like anytime I was sick, she's like, here, I'm going to put some Vicks on you. I'm like, Mom, that doesn't help my cold at all. That does nothing. She's like, Vicks is fine. That's like, I guess because that's what old people did back in the day. They just put Vicks on everything. It did nothing, and it smelled like dog shit. I fucking can't. I still to this day can't stand the smell of Vicks. You get that shit away from me, I will throw it.
They have like cherry Vicks now and everything else. I was like, what the f- is this?
Get it away from me.
Nope. I don't like it either. It makes you feel all greasy and everything else. And I still remember whenever I started smoking cigarettes, they're like, hey, these ones are menthol. And I was like Vicks? Like, what the f- that's in this too? I was like, what the f-? And then I had a crush, and I was like, that is Vicks in there, baby. that's hitting the soul right there. But I did look at the time here, and since Goot's not going to play us some Tibetan healing music, see, look, his alarm's going off too. See, we're ready. We're ready. But I appreciate everybody who was listening. Hopefully you guys, you tell us your favorite mall story. Did you guys work retail? Let us know. What anybody doing upper decker in the bathroom? Sure did with us, at least with me. I think that was a rite of passage. That was like in
Or
the
if you have a
Geneva
goot
Convention.
story.
Yeah. Or
Have you shot at a snake and cut yourself and Tesla to the hospital? Tell us. We'd love to hear about it.
Are you getting healing music from a different country? If so, which one? Is it Thailand? Is it a whole bunch of transsexuals banging gongs with their dongs? That was actually really good off the whim, and that's how we're going to end it. So
very good.
So Matt, if you hear that gong, hit us with that outro music, Burley.
Tony, Matt, Tyson, Goot, you been and Rob are bringing this show for y'all. They're gonna say what they want and keep it raw with the show called Body Wrong.